So most of the time we don't even think that we are responsible for whatever happens. We think that we are victims. This happens to me. Do you know that actually you attracted that situation with your thoughts and your emotions? Hello, my friend, and welcome to Self Upgrade. Today, I'm going to tell you a little story, something that happened and made me realize something. It's made me realize that our thoughts create our reality. That's something that I heard about, countless times. People say that a lot. But unless you experience something like what I'm going to tell you about today, it's very difficult to understand exactly what it means and in which context, do our thoughts create our reality. So with that experience, the experience that I'm about to tell you about, helped me understand that we actually are masters of our reality at all times. And when I'm talking about masters of our reality, it's through our emotions, through the control of our emotions or the lack of control of our emotions. Without further ado, let me tell you the juicy story. So basically, last weekend, my husband and I were invited to a wedding party, an African wedding party, and it's very important to highlight that. And I can tell you that I was really, really excited. I think since last month, I already knew what I was going to wear, and I already planned everything. During the wedding day, we had our babysitter, so everything was sorted. Now we're going to London because the wedding was in London, and we live just outside Brighton. First, my husband wanted us to be there, way before the wedding party because it's his friend that was getting married, and he didn't want to miss a single bit. And just for the context, the wedding ceremony was already was already celebrated, like we already celebrated the wedding. Now it was just the dinner, like the wedding party. And so on that day we got ourselves ready, but we couldn't go yet. We had to wait for some friends who were coming with us, so we were going to drive together to go to London, and they took a bit of time to arrive. So we ended up, just to cut a long story short, we ended up arriving late at the party. And I wasn't really concerned about that because the groom was very, very, like, in terms of organization, he was ensuring that the people who will be there were confirming, were actually send him a confirmation message and all that. So I was like, yeah, we confirmed, so we shouldn't have any issues. But oh my God, when we got there, when we got there, the the venue was wonderful. Like, it was almost, like in a fairy tale. The venue was beautiful. We got inside, and oh my, the whole venue was full. It was full of people, and all the tables were taken, all of them. And there were a few people who arrived with us, and we ended up just standing and watching like this because it was amazing. Like, it was so full, it was crazy. The whole place was full. So all the excitement that built up before the arrival now faded away. So here we are standing there watching, and not a single place to not a single table to be seen, for us to go and sit to. So we were just there, we were just standing and watching and looking around to see someone that that could help in the situation. And we had a few people come over, because the guy who was getting married plays in my husband's community football team. So lots of other players came, to attend the wedding. And with that, some of them came to greet us. They were like, "Oh, guys, yeah, what is happening?" We were like, "Yeah, we just got here and we can't see our table." He was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, but actually people are just coming, they're just sitting wherever they can. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing, but we'll just look around for you guys. So we stood there, I stood there, I was wearing high heels and my feet started hurting. And then I just started, with the negative dialogue. So I was like, oh my God, I left my kids at home, just to come here and stand and watch people have fun. You know how it is. Just started to, to feel the negativity come up, and it was building up, one negative thought after another, one negative thought after another. And obviously with that, when you are negative, like you are just pushing away any positivity from coming to you. We basically ended up standing there for 15 minutes and no idea whether we're going to have a place to sit or not. So my husband is starting to ask me, oh, are you okay? I was like, how? Is that really a question to ask right now? My feet are really, really sore. I don't, we're going to stand like this until the end of the party. And then, I caught myself in that negativity. I caught myself like being very extremely negative, and I was feeling the negativity coming up, and was looking around, and I didn't like the fact that we were standing there or the people were just sitting having fun. I was like, really? So we drove all the way from Brighton to get here only for us to stand like this? Oh, really? So I started feeling like that. And then I caught myself being like, oh, you are here. You are here. So you can either stay in that negative vibe, build it up, look around and feel that anger and feel like you don't deserve standing like this. Or you can look at ways to improve the situation. There's always room for improvement, and there's always positivity to be gained even in negative situations. So I was like, okay, let's change this negative situation into something more enjoyable. So it's just as if I didn't see the beauty of the place until that time, until the point that I decided that, okay, let's find something positive to focus on instead of just hanging on those negative thoughts that are just rising on me. So I just lifted my head and looked at the venue. The venue was like I said, it was like a fairy tale, but I didn't notice the beauty of the place. Outside, when we were entering the hall and all that, obviously that was beautiful. But as soon as we got in and I realized that we didn't have any place to sit, I didn't even bother to look around and see how beautiful the venue was. So at that point, I raised my head and looked around, and I was like, that beauty, the beauty of the place. I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. That you had some big chandeliers, like on the ceiling, and the crafts that were made, and the decoration, and everything was perfect. Everything looked perfect. So I looked, I sucked in all that beauty for a minute or so. And then I was like, yeah, we are here. It's been a long time that I didn't go out, because since the birth of my baby, who is now 7 months, I didn't go out. And I will say even before, because during the pregnancy, I didn't really feel like doing much. So I was like, I looked forward to this time, and I can't just come here and feel this negativity, all the time without enjoying this moment. So I was like, I'm going to enjoy this moment, one way or another. And my husband is there, he's like, he doesn't know what to do. He's just looking around, and some people come and see us, and they're like, okay, we're going to see what we can do. And but obviously with all the people that were there, some people who arrived as well standing there, we just realized that, okay, if we had got in earlier, maybe we could have had a place. So obviously there are people, because in African wedding, if you are familiar with African weddings, what happens is that, if you are invited to the party, you're going to bring your friend and your cousin, and then maybe your cousin would like to bring her friend too. Yeah, I'm exaggerating a little bit here, but basically, yes, the guests will bring other people. And even if you organize the way, the groom tried to organize, like having people to confirm their presence, you always end up with people who were not invited who come to the party. So it's very, very difficult to be, well organized. So that's what happened. So we found, we arrived there, and there were other people as well who were standing with us, because they were also invited, officially invited, but all the places were already taken. So, like I was saying, I decided to view the positivity in the situation. And then, like I said, just admired, the beauty of the venue, how beautiful the venue was. So the moment I decided to actually change, from negativity to positivity, something happened. So I was like, okay, we are here, the venue is beautiful, let's take some pictures. Let's take some pictures. So when I started to speak like that, my husband was happy, because he saw that, I snapped out of that negativity that I was in. Because the negativity, basically, when he was asking me like, so are you okay? I'll be like, how can I be okay? My feet are sore. I'm standing here. So that's how it was in the beginning. And then I was like, okay, we are here. Let's take some pictures. Let's take some selfies. And I started, I took out my phone, and we started taking selfies with our friends that we came with. We started taking pictures. And as we were taking pictures, I noticed a lady who came, and she was standing right in front of us, like, as if she was waiting for something. So I was like, maybe she's just waiting for us to finish taking our picture, and then she will move on to go to, to whatever she want to do. So we sort of took the pictures, and then when we stopped, she was like, oh, hello. Actually, I noticed that you've been standing here for a while. So if you don't have any space, actually come to my table, because I have some places there you can sit. I was keeping the places for some friends, but they just confirmed that they're not coming. So yeah, come with me. I was like, oh my God. Just before that, we noticed that there were some places, but usually, like, there was one occasion when one of the footballers, one of the players of my husband's team came, and he was like, you know what? He came to me, he was like, while Flavie is sorting this out, come and sit on my place. Don't just stand like that. Because they have lots of respect for my husband, which I'm really grateful for, because, they enjoy, all the community stuff, and they really appreciate my husband. So obviously with that, they also respect me, which I'm grateful for. So he was like, come and sit, come, take my place. I will stand here with Flavie and try to sort out the issue. So I went with him, and there was a lady who was savage. That's the only way I can describe it, because like she was like, no, you can't sit here, this is not your place, no. And yeah, I just didn't want to go there. So I was like, I didn't even respond, because she started, no. And the guy was like, this is my place, so she can sit here. And, they started that back and forth. And I was like, you know what? Thank you. I just slowly went back to my husband. I explained what happened. So what I noticed is that in a group, when there's one person who is negative, it's going to spread to the whole group. Even it doesn't matter whether the other members of the group are trying to be positive or not. If there's one person who is negative, the negativity is slowly going to spread to the group. So that was happening, when I was like, this is not good, this is not right. Am I going to stand until the end of the party? But when I decided to change, that negative cassette in my head, and when I was like, okay, let's enjoy it, the best we can. Let's just, there's music, there's this, you can dance, we can, so let's just make the most of it. So when I decided that, that lady came out of nowhere. And just to tell you, The table was right in front of us. It was there, but because of, that older lady who almost like, attacked me with, no, 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 this is not your place. We couldn't even go to people and ask like, is there someone else, can we come and sit here? As soon as she behaved like that, I was like, okay, let's just stand here and see what will happen. So we were there, taking pictures, and the lady came. She was like, yeah, I noticed that you guys have been standing here for a while. I saved some places here for my friends, but they just confirmed that they're not coming. So come and have a seat. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. While sitting at the table, I started, thinking like, oh my God. So this is not, when we say your thoughts create your reality, this is no joke. This is no joke. When I was negative, when I was in that negativity, obviously when you're negative, you don't smile. You don't show so people will tend to just, pass by and ignoring you. They will just pass by. And that's what was happening. We're standing there, try to, catch the attention of the people. Like, yeah, hey, hello, we're standing here. But they will just pass by as if, and they were like the people who were serving the food and family and friends of the bride and groom. So, the people who organized the party. So they will just sort of pass by and, not even say a word. So the minute I changed, my way of seeing things, and I decided to see the beauty, of the beauty in the negativity, the beauty of the place, the beautiful music that was playing, the minute I decided to do that, it's changed my reality like that. That lady came out of nowhere and we don't even know her. She came and invited us to her table because her friends just, canceled. They couldn't come anymore. Oh my God. Oh my God. So this is no joke. This is no joke. Your thoughts create your reality. So if you spend the whole day thinking negative things, don't be surprised if only bad stuff are happening in your life. So this is why it's very important for us to be aware of that. I didn't plan to share a video or to share a podcast about this, but I was like, this is extremely important, because in that situation I had different options. When I thought that, oh, they invited us and then we are here and there's nowhere to sit, I could have stayed in that paradigm and just basically make myself feel the anger and all of that, and that wouldn't have served me in any kind of ways. But so I have different options, and it was up to me to choose what I wanted to feel, how I wanted to feel about the situation. I could have felt anger, and I would feel like, oh, I'm feeling anger, and rightfully so. This is not good. This is this. I would have justification for my anger. I could have felt sad because I left my children with my nephew. My nephew is looking after my children, when I could have spent that time, putting them to bed, sing them a lullaby, stay with them, maybe read a story or something. But here I am standing, so I would have had a justification to be sad, to feel sad as well. And then I have that other option that was really, not the obvious one, which was the decision to be like, okay, I'm here now. There's nothing I can do. I cannot teleport myself back home. I'm here, so I can stay in this negativity or switch to see, to find any positivity in this situation. And that's thankfully what I decided to do. Once I decided like, okay, we are here. There's some, lovely Afrobeat playing. Let's dance, my dear. When, we are there, like, taking the selfies and then, sort of just moving around. And the lady came out of nowhere. So those little miracles like that, we are the ones that make them happen. It's by switching from negativity to positivity that we make things like that happen. We feel like, oh my God, oh really? This really happened. Wow, yeah, but we don't understand that we need to take responsibility. We need to take responsibility, that we make things happen in our lives. We make those things happen through our thoughts. So whenever you experience lots of negativity, check your thoughts. Check your thoughts. When you see that, oh, nothing is going the right way, everything is like sort of off, what is happening? Check your thoughts. What is your state of mind? What type of things are you thinking about? And try to switch that to see the miracle happen in your life. So I think it's high time that we understand our power, because that's how powerful we are. I think the problem is that usually we don't take responsibility for our emotions. We always try to find the responsible for us feeling anger, for us feeling sadness, for us feeling bad about something. We tend to be like, oh, they made me feel like this. They did that, and that's why I'm feeling like this. Oh, he did this to me, she did that to me, so I'm feeling like this. What happens when you are in that state of mind is that you are giving away your power. You are giving away your power, because there's one thing that is yours for you to control at all times. It's your emotions. It's your emotions. So someone can come and be, very rude to you. Now your reaction is going to depend on you. It's going to depend on you whether you decide to react exactly the way they are expecting you to react, or you decide to be like, oh, poor guy, he must have had a very bad day. He must have had a very bad day. So yeah, I won't mind him. It's okay. It wasn't about me. It was I shouldn't take this personal. It was about them. It was about them. So I don't have to feel bad. I didn't say anything wrong here. They came, they expressed whatever anger, negativity they had, but I don't have to take that in, because it's not for me. It's not about me. It's about them. It's about what is happening in their head, what is happening in their thoughts. That's why he acted the way he acted. And when we do that like that, we are keeping our power. When you keep your power, it's a way of protecting yourself. So that's what's called emotional intelligence. And that's something that we need to develop. Emotional intelligence. When you have emotional intelligence, you can handle very difficult situations very, very easily. So that situation really made me understand that we are the masters of our reality. Our reality, whatever happens into our reality, we actually have attracted that in one way or another. Our thoughts, whatever you feel, whatever you think about, that's, especially when you put lots of emotions, because thought, if you want to manifest something, you combine your thoughts with a very strong emotion. Whatever whatever you want to manifest, if it's something positive, if you combine your thoughts with a feeling of gratitude, lots of gratitude that invade, that really takes over your body. When you feel, you think and you feel like that, you're going to manifest in no time. Manifestation is actually combining your thoughts with a very strong emotion. That's what brings about your manifestations. When you're angry, like, you will feel the anger. You're going to feel the anger, like, how dare they? Why did he do that to me? Why did she do that to me? And now you have those negative thoughts that are there in your head. You are there. Why? And strong emotions as well that come. And then we get surprised when something negative happens, to us. Something negative happens. Like, most of the time we don't even think that we are responsible for whatever happens. We think that we are victims. This happens to me. Do you know that actually you attracted that situation with your thoughts and your emotions? We don't think that like that. We think that situations happen to us. Obviously, yes, some of them do happen like that, and arguably, I will say, maybe it's something that you thought about, or you thought about maybe a long time ago that you even forgot that you had that thought. And when the manifestation comes, you don't even understand that you are the creator of that situation. You are the one who attracted the situation. So it's really high time that we understand that power that we have as human beings. We are creators. We create all the time, and that creation happens through our thoughts and our emotions once again. So we need to be careful with that and use that power according to what we want to see in our reality, and not just let that power go wild, because we are going to also meet some wild stuff, wild situation in front of us, and that's I don't think that any of us want something like that to happen to us. So please take responsibility of your thoughts and your emotions, and that will change your reality. That will change your reality. Be aware that your thoughts create your reality, and with that, try to analyze yourself. Try to analyze the type of thoughts that's happening in your mind, and catch yourself when you find yourself, thinking negatively. Try to change that as quickly as you can, because like I said, that day I manifested very quickly. I manifested, the reality that I wanted. I manifested a table for us to sit, because I changed the negativity that was going, that was in my mind, as soon as we arrived at the party. Try to analyze yourself like that and make those little miracles happen in your life. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and share. If you know someone who can benefit from this message today, please share it. And I will see you in the next episode.